Alright, I got a bad one for you today. I decided to test out Corrupting Fever inside of Crest of Devour, making Corrupting Fever go all the way up to level 34. Now, in your opinion, off of the top of your head, what do you think does more damage? A level 4 Corrupting Fever or a 4-link Corrupting Fever? I'm gonna do a little drum roll. If you answered 4-link, you are correct. Let's take a look. This is a 4-linked Corrupting Fever with a baller, level 4 in power, awaken brutality, swift afflictions. This is about as good as you can get. You could pop it up to a 21, but I could do the same thing with my single socket. Now let us go to remove this from full DPS. Let us grab this Corrupting Fever, which is my level whatever. And it is 800,000, and the other one was 1.2-ish million. Let me just make sure my whole tree is selected. Whole tree is selected. So, would you ever want to do this? No. You would never want to do this. The only reason you would want to do this is if for some reason you have the helmet. And guess what? I have the helmet. And since I have the helmet, I am doing it. And if any of you had the question, I wonder what does more damage? Corrupting Fever inside of a Crest of Desire with the Corrupting Fever +3 to skill gems on the Replica Dragon's Flight, which was only 50 chaos. I think I'm going to just end up buying one of these for each skill available, because I think for one divine, and this is a very powerful and useful amulet. Once you get above one divine in the price model, it falls apart a little. It's probably a good value all the way up to like 3 divine. But after that, you can really get some good stuff. Like imagine this wand, but the amulet version, where I have double pluses to skill gems and then some damage over time multipliers. But my gear is pretty good on this Scion. There's a few pieces that are kind of duddy. Like this one's kind of duddy. I just had it. The 30% chance to avoid being chilled is a bit of a letdown. That should be 100%. This guy, I just got it for the physical damage multiplier. I had it laying around in my inventory, so I just threw that in there. I'm using this so that way I don't have to get any life, and by I don't have to, sometimes that's a double-edged sword. Sometimes you want to get some life. Sometimes you don't want to get some life. I got this baller Circle of Guilt with Herald of Purity, increased buff effect, and physical damage. Pretty good belt. And then Crest of Desire. That is the gear setup. My wand is probably the best piece of gear I have, just to set the standard. Everything else is worse than this. I don't know where you would place this. This is just a weird piece of gear that I have here. +1 to all physical spells, and a bunch of energy shield. And by a bunch, I mean not that much. But it also has 30% increased reservation efficiency, which does allow me to run Malevolence, Pride, and Determination in there. And I have Pride, Petrified Blood, Determination, Vitality, Herald of Purity, Malevolence, and Grace. My defenses are pretty solid across the board. I need a little bit more fizz, just a little bit, but I get that as I'm mapping with the endurance charges here. It puts my physical damage reduction pretty close to 90. Evasion is pretty strong. Chaos resistance is okay. It could be a little higher. Block all the way to 74% with very minimal effort. Block spell is 34. Another reason this is pretty cool is it has 11% chance to block spell damage, which is extremely strong given the fact that I am going right here and grabbing these bad boys. For the most part, it's a pretty standard triple physical cluster jewel setup. 3 physical cluster jewels. I have these small cluster jewels, which should be 3, but I don't have 3, so I have 1 3 here for Grace. But all the other ones are 2, which is inefficient. And if I grabbed some 3s, it would make it much better. So if I turn this into a 3, this into a 3, I could probably cut one completely out, or even add another aura. That is what is going on. I am mostly immune to bleed avoidance, 80%. I need to find a few more tattoos. I'll probably just put 1 more. Give me a 5% chance to get bled out. Spell suppression at 92. That is pretty important to get to 100%, because an 8% chance for a spell to hit you when you have a lot of spells hitting you is basically a 0% chance. Because if you're not 100%, you're at 0% for spell suppression, because you will get hit and you will die from a spell. My breakfast coffee. Now, what I'm going to do here, this build is not that interesting. Regular T16 farming with this build, because it focuses on damage over time. Even on my Exsanguinate, I have Swift Affliction, Awaken Chain, Controlled Destruction, Spell Echo, and Awaken Brutality. So I'm just hitting Big Fizz and getting some damage over time. I'm using this with Exsanguinate because Exsanguinate and Chain can hit basically the whole screen and you don't have to do any targeting. And the Exsanguinate combos better than something like a Tornado Shot. I had this setup going where it increases the buff, and this puts my block chance into the bonkers territory. Block chance, 180% chance to block attack damage, 75% chance to block spell damage. Obviously, I can get rid of rear guard if I use this. Or it's not called rear guard, that's what the bow is called, the quiver. I can get rid of glancing blows if I use that. It's the morning. My talking is going to be diminished, but I am about to get hyped. Now, for this build, it's a little too weak for 100% Delirious. And it's a little too strong for 20% Delirious. So I have 180 and 360s that I have prepared. And by prepared, I mean they came pre-prepared. My mapping strategy has been dumping out these Delirious maps. Like, are you even a Delirious map? You don't look like it. No, you are. You just don't look like it. It's been dumping out these Delirious maps. It's been dumping out so I've been using these as I've been leveling. And this build is actually pretty smooth with like 60% to 80% Delirious maps. It actually is kind of smooth because it's going to hit a bunch of enemies and apply pretty severe dot damage. 800,000 just from Corrupting Fever, and then it's got Exsanguinate as well. Probably about 2 million DPS, around there, between 1.8 and 2.2 million DPS. And it's over time, so it constantly applies. So it feels a lot higher than 2 million. It probably feels like 3 to 4 million, simply because the damage is constantly applied. Now, you will see on bosses that it is a bit slow for the bosses. But if you have a mapper that's good at clear but kind of bad at bossing, upping the monster count is a fantastic idea. So that is what I have done. I am grabbing Grand Design. This is the first time I've reallocated my Atlas strategy from using Destructive Play. Destructive Play has been excellent, but I am kind of over it. So let's do a slow count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I might have miscounted by a few. I don't think it says in the show stats. I know what I can do to get an exact number. I don't know why I did all that counting. I could have just used this little thing on my head called a brain, but apparently I don't have one of those. Let's pop all of these out, activate this map, and we'll just see what it is. 44% increased pack size. I don't remember if that's what I counted, but I have some pretty extreme pack size increase. And I am going to throw up in my mouth from the acidity of my coffee. Being an old man with severe heartburn. I should not be drinking coffee every morning. But you know what? If I don't drink coffee, then I drink Red Bull. I don't have a choice. I'm going to be running that. I'm going to pop this in there. These are going to be pretty dense. 60 to 80%. Let's start with the 60, just in case 80 is a little too slow. These are going to be pretty dense maps, and I'm mostly doing it to level up. I am at 92, so the objective is to kill a bunch of enemies and not die. Let's see how well I can do. Of course, they're curse locked. Not that well. Already 1 death. No experience. I think that was poison on the ground that killed me. I think. My Mantheon, I don't have him leveled up. I figured it's dangerous to be shocked. I have never heard that go that far into the song. It is godly slow. I'm used to playing my Trickster, who cannot be slowed, and this feels so slow, and the cast speed is pretty slow too. Oh, I don't have my Corrupting Fever on. Oh, he's a physical damage reduction artist. It's better to die at the start of the map than the end of the map. Oh, I put a bunch of stuff in here too, so I'm gonna be getting some Blight content, Breach content, the bomb content, whatever those bombs are called again. So I'll be in these maps for quite a while. This is Mega Man 2. The best Mega Man. No arguments. If you disagree, it's okay to be wrong, but you are wrong. Nope, Mega Man X is not better. Mega Man 0, when they throw 0 on the sword. Yeah, that's a cool one. That's a cool one. Ain't better. Mega Man 2 is where it's at. Now, the reason this build is good for like a 60% Delirious instead of a T16 is on a T16 you're better just using regular Exsanguinate instead of like a damage over time Exsanguinate, because you'll just kill the monsters instantly. And them having a little bit more life is beneficial because that damage over time can actually get its work done. That is a big son of a bitch. Look at that guy. Why are they so huge and thick? So far, this has been a huge failure. What are the mods on this map? I mean, I should be blocking and dodging. This is too much to read. It might have bad mods, but if it does, I am unaware of them. I should be blocking and dodging almost everything. Look at these defense layers. 67% chance to evade with no flask up. Pop the flask. I am at 90% evasion rating. 200 or whatever. Oh, never mind. That's a 76 evasion. 90 physical reduction with a 74% chance to block attack, about 30% chance to block spell, and 92% spell suppression. So my defenses are pretty good. My life is low. Sure, my life is low. But I should have superior defensive layers, but apparently I don't. Could be that I'm standing on shot ground, and I'm not immune to any of those elements. I ran one version of this before here last night, and then I did some bossing. And it worked very well last night, but once I turned that camera on, apparently, this build is garbage. The original point of this build was actually a Corrupting Cry build, but that skill is also garbage. I tried Corrupting Cry with Crest of Desire, and it just wasn't any good. I think Corrupting Cry, in order to get a build that primarily uses that, you need that Shaco, and it is pricey. And unless you really like the playstyle of Corrupting Cry, which I don't, the Shaco is the way to go. Oh my god, I don't click those so frequently. It takes like 5 clicks, I swear. On my game, it takes 5 clicks. It's supposed to be 2 clicks for everybody else's game, but it's 5 on mine. Let that damage over time apply. Throw my tendrils everywhere. Just let the dot do its work. Now the reason these old school soundtracks sound so good is a theory, not a theory, I guess just a musical concept, a theory, whatever you want to call it, called space. Each instrument takes up space in a track. If you take a listen to Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, and you listen to the remake versus the original, the remake fills all the empty space up with some useless instrument. Now these are actually top tier soundtracks because the spacing, there's empty space and you can feel and hear the motif going on. So once I stop talking, you can listen to the motif and the music. And I don't know what's going on with composers nowadays, but they feel the need to flood and saturate all of their soundtracks. Okay, fuck you, you physical resistant bastard. With so much unneeded noise that the motifs are drowned out, and it's trash. The Final Fantasy VII remake is one of the worst soundtracks that has ever been made, and everybody loves it. It kind of drives me a little crazy. They took all the great Final Fantasy VII music, which had enough empty space to where you can fill the individual lines, and they just filled it. There's like every soundtrack has like 30 different instruments that are completely unneeded, and the soundtrack feels like the game plays, which is bloated and unnecessary. Not everything needs to be a 75-piece orchestra. I shouldn't fight this guy, because my objective is leveling up. And this guy is gonna put damage over time on the ground. I'm not gonna see it, and I'm gonna die. Just like that. I mean, obviously I saw that big circle, but I had to run away and go in it. Alright, this build is pretty duddy. It's a pretty big dud. Unlike my arc build, this build is kind of a dud. But this isn't the intended build for this. Oh my, I really need Portal on Death. Do I have open sockets? I have 2 open sockets. I should set up a Portal on Death. But if I have Portal on Death, then I might as well stop playing. Stop playing and stop living. Because the objective is to level up and hiccup just non-stop. God. Spell Echo with slow cast speed is so awkward to play. Why am I moving? Look how slow I am moving. I have 30% movement speed on my boots, and I have an additional 10% on my thing, and I am so slow. It is driving me crazy. See, this is the problem with getting used to fast builds. It's just, it makes it so hard to play non-fast builds. Basically impossible. I learned my lesson. Let me apply my dot and get away from you. Oh, this beat's funky. Dash, dash, dash. I might have forgot to put sex on the map, too. I wonder if Delirium doesn't increase experience points. This might not be the best way to level up. I've never really actually, aside from buying extra level maps or Legion encounters. See, how the hell was I supposed to know I was on damage over time? There's no audio cue. Definitely no visual cue. I'm just standing on damage over time. I mean, my eyes can't be down here, right here, and where my mouse is at the exact same time. Maybe some people's can, but mine cannot. My eyes only work in one location. I ain't Tori Spelling. Man, I am old. Tori Spelling. She got some fucked up eyes. I mean, just Google Tori Spelling's eyes, because I know you're all too young to know what the fuck a Tori Spelling is. I don't even know if she's alive anymore. Not a cock and drugs she took. She gotta be dead. And she ain't taking regular cock, she taking dangerous cock. Are they immune to physical? I need to read. They're immune to physical. I'd have been here for a fucking week, and I'm not gonna be able to get out with this dash. I don't know why I'm running dash instead of, and I went right into a trap instead of Frostblink. Probably because I didn't want to color one of my pieces of gear. Now, one thing you guys don't realize is I play a lot of different builds. I'm lazy and I'm impatient. I hate waiting. I will not recolor an item to use Frostblink, and I will just use dash instead. Because I get annoyed by a lot of things. Coloring sockets is one of those things that I got no patience for coloring sockets. Fuck that noise. I have, on occasion, traded divines for chromatics. Because I am just like, fuck it. I will pay 150 chromatics to get my 3 reds. I mean, aside from the fact that it sucks, I really like Death's Oath. The skill is terrible, and it does no damage. You really have to put investment in just to get a subpar build. But that's not the reason I don't play a lot of Death's Oath builds. The reason I don't play Death's Oath builds is coloring that chess piece. Now, corrupting it and doing the corrupted chromatics is the best way to color a chess piece. It is why my current chess piece is corrupted. But if that didn't exist, I mean, I would just never, ever make new builds. I'd make one build with the right coloring on the chess piece, and then run that build all week long. Or buy everything with 6 white sockets. You'll see a lot of my chess pieces are 6 white sockets. Now, I'm not good at this build, which seems like an odd thing to say for Path of Exile. Can you really be good at a build? And the answer is yes. You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is an inability to see things properly. Very telegraphed attacks, sometimes I will miss. I will always miss damage over time. If there's a piece of loot on the ground, and I just died and I'm about to explode over that loot, I will always run and grab the loot and then die to the explosion. Can't change that about myself. It is what happens. So it's important to know your weakness. Another weakness I have is an inability to properly pop my corrupting fever. So throughout this, if you're still watching, you will see my corrupting fever fade away and me not pop it. I can't see jack shit. I can't die to this song. Video ends if I die to this song. Because, one, I know how to play this on guitar. Two, this is the best track on this OST. And if I die to the best track, I am a fucking failure. In life, in everything. So I should just hold still, right? And this build is way too slow for this bumpin' soundtrack. Feels like I'm walking in sludge at all times. Why am I walking in sludge? I mean, I have my movement speed flask and I am just sludging along. Maybe sludge is a part of the simulacrum. I'm always taking damage over time. What damage over time am I taking? I am immune to bleed. I mean, I'm immune to poison. I'm mostly immune to bleed. What the fuck else is there? I mean, ignite, but I'm not being ignited. I mean, maybe the map has reduced regeneration rate? Or Delirium gives you reduced regeneration rate? I don't really know what the fuck Delirium does. I learned during Delirium League, but I've forgotten. And I ain't about to go reread all the effects of Delirium. But this is way too slow for leveling up, I think. Get out of here, flame tornadoes. I want to pick up my loot. And I would play some of that Final Fantasy VII music I was hating on and do a soundtrack comparison between Final Fantasy VII and the original, but typically Final Fantasy music gets copyright strike, so therefore I'd have to mute the audio after I load it up. Sure. I should also skip the bosses, because this boss might kill me. Actually, I'll be a smart, even though I probably won't come back in here. Ah, called it! I am ignited. See me burning? I got ignited. So that map gave me a half a bar. This is a complete failure in gaining experience. Complete failure. Well, let's make sure the sex is on. No sex. This is a dud on the soundtrack. Is these worth anything? I don't even have it up. I'll just throw it in. Throw it in. throw it in so it becomes a remove-only tab that I never look at. Okay, enough of you, Jesus. That is a terrible song. Alright, I heard the one Mega Man track that I wanted to hear. What am I gonna do? Let's try Thunder Force. Thunder Force 2 OST. What does this sound like? I played this game as a kid. No clue what the OST is like. Did I sex up? Did I get anything good? Rogue Exiles. Ugh. I definitely don't. I don't want no chaos damage. Let's resex that. I don't know why I walked over there to resex it. Cold's fine. This one should be better because they're not immune to curses. Last one had curse immunity, which was a bit rough given I have curse on hit. Has a 65% chance to apply an additional corrupting fever, which is pretty nice. But the other one is increased duration. But I don't know if that's increased duration of corrupting fever or the buff. I just don't know. It's definitely an increase to the buff, because I get like 10 seconds when I put on regular corrupting fever, but I'm not sure it's an increase on how long corrupting fever, I mean, how long it lasts on an enemy before it dissipates. It's probably both, but I never know. Obviously I could read and Google, but reading and Googling is not playing the game. I like to play the game. Fuck Google. I guess that should have been fuck Googling. I don't really give a shit about Google as a company. It's kind of a downside of making your company a word. It's also a downside of making your YouTube channel a word. I thought I was being cool and clever with the consumer moniker, but not only is there like 8 other people with that fucking name, no one knows what it means, and it's just dumb. So I gotta find a new name at some point. No clue what it'll be. Maybe Alien Head, because I put the mask over my headphones and it looks like an alien. I'm just throwing Exsanguinates into a rock. Jesus, Delirium, chill out. Let me fucking cast. Let me cook. What are you guys, immune to physical or some shit? Oh, he's the boss. I mean, how could there be an enemy there? You an enemy? Okay, cool story. Let us get one of these towers. Maybe this will shoot it. I think these have the farthest range. Excellent. Don't worry, I'm just dying while fighting a nobody. I guess he's not a nobody. I guess this is more time consuming than it is experience gaining. I mean, Pride might be kind of useless, because I don't really know. I know the area for Pride is pretty big, but I think a lot of the enemies I'm hitting aren't even being affected by Pride. One of the benefits of this build, you can see me lay down the damage, and then I can kind of run away and let the damage take effect. Don't worry, invisible enemy. You're safe forever. Walking through the sludge. Unenjoyable, this build, because of the slow movement speed and the sludge. I'm not sure I can play any build anymore without one step ahead. The Trickster node, once you play one step ahead, it's just difficult to play anything else. Oh, fucking dead. Dunzo. Oh yeah, this is not how you level up in this game. As you can tell, I have no level up experience. So while this build is good for this kind of content, I can't level up doing it, which makes this build just a complete dud. Complete dudderoony. Leveled up a Scion for absolutely nothing. Corrupting Cry, a dud. Way too much work to get that bad boy going on its own. Obviously, you can do other things with Corrupting Cry and just use Corrupting Cry as kind of a bonus, and it's fine. But using it as the main dude, it takes a lot to get that going. A lot. And it ain't worth it. That skill be duddin'. So now I gotta try to figure out what I'm gonna do with the Scion that I have just leveled up, which apparently is gonna stop at level 92. And I will not level up again. I will definitely not level up with Simulacrum 60s. So maybe Simulacrum 40 is where it's at. Or just be a little bit more honest with my defenses. What is this? Divine Beam. There's a Divine Beam debuff? I think there's enough debuffs in this game. We don't need a Divine Beam debuff. I have all the stuff to make me ailment immune. Elemental ailment immune if I really wanted to. Probably ought to do that. What is the pack size? It's gonna say pack size. 64% increased pack size. There are definitely a lot of monsters in here. Let's actually read and make sure I don't do any immune to physical shit. Immune to fire. Real bad game design that they stole from Diablo 2. I don't know why they felt it necessary to put damage type full immunity in. Just because Diablo 2 has it doesn't mean you gotta have it, Path of Exile. Oh my god. So slow. Alright. That is untenable. That level of slow. So I'm gonna drop a ton, a bucket metric ton of damage in order to prevent that slow. Fuck you. Fuck you. Auto sort, you dick fucker. Sorry. Got a little mad. I hate when I can left click everything, but there's some things that just won't left click into their proper place, so I throw them on the fucking ground. It's a godsend, the auto sorting, but as soon as you get one thing that doesn't auto sort, it somehow is way worse than doing everything manually. Alright. I believe I have one of these Julies. Alright. Avoidance to shock applies to all other ailments. Watch these. Mondo. I mean, no life, but that is a damage over time, physical damage. We are just taking a huge hit on. Corrupting blood, we are getting rid of that. And we need some shock avoidance. Shock. Avoid being shocked. What are you? Are you red or blue? Avoid being shocked. Searching X arc. Red. I should be able to pull that up. And then we need... I think I'm gonna need both of these, right? Damage over time, life, intelligence. I think I need the int. Yeah, I need that int. Damage over time, global fizz. Where are we at? Shock avoidance. 83%. We only need 20. But I gotta pop that in if I even have a slot for it. Ugh, I can't get rid of that one. That one's too good. No, I don't have a slot. I have to get rid of that, which makes me vulnerable to poison. We'll see how it goes. That's how I was getting poison immunity. Actually, I don't want those in that. 9 is where my good stuff goes. Alright. Let's see if this gets red. Actually, I'm gonna put those other boots on. Or try to roll it right now. I'm gonna roll it right now. I don't have a lot of these because I haven't really been doing this content. Damn, +1 to fire res. I have to roll over it. Nope. Dutters. Complete dutters. Oh, I can't use that. It has life on it. Shit. Oh well. Okay, I don't like this OST. I don't like you. I don't like you. Let's see. What do we have over here? Thunder Force 4 OST. Let's see if they improve. Damn, everyone just stole Doom, didn't they? Every video game. Oh yeah, that's ripped right out of Doom. Or Doom ripped this off. I don't know which one's first. That was Doom. That just stole at Doom's Gate. Or EM1, EM2, or whatever it's called. So much damage lost with all the removal of those awesome jewels. But I believe I am now immune to chill, which was slowing me down to an extent that was unacceptable. Get off of me. See, why am I... Oh, there's vines on me. God, I really do hate some of the aspects of this game. Like, those vines are fucking terrible terrible addition to this game. You can't avoid them. You can't dodge them. It's just a guaranteed slowdown. And why would they put that in there? I mean, it's literally putting in game design that's gonna make your game worse. I can't understand it. It's like, before you go to play a game, you first have to get kicked in the nuts. Or a random kick in the nuts. You're playing a game, and then all of a sudden, the game randomly kicks you in the nuts. Why would a game development studio add in a random nut kick? It just doesn't make any sense. I'm all for difficulty, right? While I hate the Maven fight, I understand it. It is difficult, and for the most part, it's fair. You can learn the mechanics, you can avoid everything, you can dodge everything. But grasping vines, there are no mechanics. You are getting vined, and you are liking it. And by liking it, I mean fucking hating it. GGG really needs to hire me as a consultant. I'll make this game so much better than it already is. Step 1. On-death effects all gone. Nobody's going to die, explode, and kill you ever again with me at the helm. That will not happen. Never. If an enemy dies, everything that was a part of that enemy's skill set instantly vanishes. So that way, once you kill the enemy and the enemy drops a loot on the ground, you can safely go pick up that loot. Because some of us old-timers played Diablo 2 where all loot was shared, so if a Stone of Jordan drops and you're in a multiplayer game, it is a race to whoever can grab that Stone of Jordan. And that mentality has at least 5,000 hours sunk into my brain of racing to grab loot, so my cocksucker little brother doesn't grab it before me, because that son of a bitch is fast. Absolute trauma. There is long-term trauma over not getting the loot that I see on the ground because some jackass picked it up before me. And that's not going to change. So you know what? Everyone else has to change around me. So first thing gone when I take over Path of Exile, and that is on-death mechanics from enemies and bosses. If an enemy dies, every piece of damage that it does vanishes. That includes ignites and bleeds on you. I will put a flag in the game that is a is monster alive flag, and if the flag turns to no, all damage done or possibly done by that monster just disappears. And that would be an easy programming change I can do today. They hire me on, I go in there today, I program in the is monster alive flag. If flag flips to no, all damage from monster is completely removed. Oh shit, he is corrupted. That is change 1. Change 2, damage over time pools on the ground, they're gone. At minimum, they're gonna have a loud hissing or whine that you can enable or disable. How am I so slow? What is slowing me? I am immune to slow. What are you? Hinder. Oh, I'm hindered. Gross. Okay, so now I gotta get Hinder immunity too. So damage over time pools. Second thing I remove. There's too much game clutter for damage over time pools to be a thing. Or, you know, I change every damage over time pool to be hot pink and hissing. Hot pink and hissing, so you can see it, you can feel it, you know it's there. Hot pink and hissing. Now that could be my new YouTube channel name. Hot pink and hissing. Because I am hot pink and hissing. Alright, I almost have 2 experience bars. Almost. Oh, we got a metamorph. What do you got, life regen? Yeah, you got some type of regen. Number 3, things that I will remove from Path of Exile when I am in charge. Life regeneration of enemies. It's annoying, nobody likes it, and it doesn't increase skill. All it does is DPS check ya, or force you into getting some type of enemies no longer regenerate life. It's just annoying. It's gone. It's out of the game. It's fucking out of here. We ain't got no more life regeneration from enemies. What else? We got after death effects, damage over time pulls, life regeneration. I really ought to make a list instead of just ranting about this on every video I make. And I'll just submit this list to GGG and with a nice little "you're welcome, send me a fucking paycheck." Because I just made your game the best game that's ever been made. Even though that might already be the case. See, I'm kind of okay with the balls that chase you and explode. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are easy. These are easy to see. But them exploding into damage over time pools that stay around, that's just annoying. I'd have them explode, or maybe have every damage over time pool have a maximum of a half a second. Because nobody wants more than a half a second of that nonsense. Another Doom sounding song? Oh my god. Whoever is this composer, they just really milking that Doom theme. Not as much as the other one, but it's still pretty up there. Oh, we got a boss. I'm gonna skip it since the map is already done. And I barely fucking skipped it. Are you kidding me? I mean, let's just. I mean, they took it, right? Listen to the other song. It is definitely what is the inspiration for what we're listening to. I mean, it's different enough. It's not like a copy. And the other one was way closer. All right, we are 2 experience bars in on our 5 map journey. Let us do the 80% Delirious. I'm gonna get rid of... I don't even think I saw Breach. I'm gonna get rid of Blight. Blight's too slow. If we don't have Blight, Harbingers are slow as shit. Divinations, Breach, Abyss. I mean, Abyss throws a lot of enemies out there. Metamorph is annoying. Yeah, I guess we'll do some Abyss. Just throw some Abyss at me. Throw some Abyss at me. Right at the get-go. Can't even say hello and make friends first. You gotta come at me right at the start. All right, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Oh, that immunity. That immunity feels so good. Can't be frozen, can't be chilled. Fuck all y'alls. Or I can be chilled and frozen. Or whatever. What are you? Explosive. What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck even is that, Jay? It's a baby fucking weld. It's a baby fucking weld, Jay. Why do we need that in this game? Why are you there? Why am I being damaged over time? Why am I... Look at this. What is that? And how do I get rid of it? I mean, there's like a million... It's like they don't want you to fucking not be slowed. I was pissed. For a long time, the Jugs node, that Unstoppable, I believe it's called, gave you pretty much complete slowdown immunity. And then they just kept adding in shit to slow you down. Why? Why? Why must you make me slow all the fucking time in this game? I will give up 4 gear slots for absolute slow immunity. When I say absolute, I mean fucking absolute. No grasping binds, no chill, no whatever the fuck that was. You are 100 impossible to stop. Maybe a Atlas passive is called Unstoppable, and it makes you completely unstoppable. This dude has got some health points. What else would I change? What else would I change? Obviously, the campaign you only run through once. After you run through the campaign once and you're selected on a season journey, right? You're not standard, you're on a season. After you run through the campaign, add an adventure mode like Diablo. Diablo 3 did something right when they allowed you to skip the campaign. It is time. Path of Exile embraces the campaign skip. That is change number 4. No more campaign after the first campaign. It's fine to make you run through the campaign for the first time, but even that, if you're playing on a season with trade, you have to get through the campaign as quickly as possible, so you're not even enjoying the campaign. No one's listening to the story, no one's enjoying the campaign because you're racing through it because you have to race through it. In order to get into maps quick enough to actually get some currency to buy some of the gear that you need, you have to race through the campaign. Or wait until next week when everything is lower priced. But if you get a slow start to your campaign, let's say it takes you 12 hours to get to maps, and then you can't get the maps until the next day. So it takes you 12 hours, you get the maps, and then your day's over and you gotta go to sleep. You're fucked. You just had the worst campaign start of your life. Is that burning damage on the ground? Is that a part of the map? Why is there burning damage on the ground? That's just rude. Like burning damage on the ground. That's not fun. What the fuck? What is that? What were those chains? I just got chained up. What the fuck were those? There are way too many slows in this game. I do like the weight of a build like this. Playing the game where you kill everything in one shot becomes a bit monotonous and tedious. But this build, you have to hit a few times and applies a long, slow damage over time. So it has a different game feel. It's nice to switch it up a little bit. I mean, the slowdown is god awful. What is that fucking time icon? We got Hinder, we got a time icon, we have a cross thing. There's like 1,000 slowdowns in this fucking game. They're out of control. It's like they build a slowdown, and then they build an immunity for that slowdown, and then they're mad that you can actually go at a normal speed throughout your map. So they create a new slowdown that you can't get immunity to. And then eventually, they build an immunity for that slowdown. And then guess what they do? You don't need to guess, because I'm going to tell you. They build an immunity for that slowdown. And then they add a new slowdown. I feel like I'm like stutter stepping. Constantly being slowed down by everything. Been playing the Trickster for so long. With one step, oh, that's a metamorph with life regeneration. Life regeneration is number 3 on the shit to remove. The next thing I would remove is any wasted time for the in-game map strategy. Anything that takes time, that is unneeded, is fucking out of here. The serious bullshit talking before you fight Sirius, gone. He's not going to talk about how petty and small your cock is ever again. You fight him the first time, he does this little story, he does this little talking. The second time, none of that. It's all skipped. Another easy to program code. At least it should be. You never know. They have been programming this game for a while, so maybe everything is pure spaghetti. But it shouldn't be that difficult to have a how many times a have you watched this cutscene flag, or even a skip cutscene option where you skip all of the cutscenes. Because I mean, we ain't really gotta see Sirius talking. That'll be another change. Minor, it may seem like not a big deal, but a big reason I don't fight Sirius on the regular is when you get enough damage, it's almost more time spent listening to Sirius's dumbass talk shit before he gets hit. He fucks around and finds out, and most of the time you're spending is letting this dude run his fucking mouth. You should punch him right in the snoz. Pull a Goku. When Jace was talking shit, he just punched him right in the snoz. He's like, hey, I'm gonna punch you in the snoz. You're talking, I'm here to fight. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna punch you in the snoz. Why do I gotta sit here and listen to your dumbass tell me your fucking life story? Actually, he's not even telling a life story. He's just telling me I'm small. And we all know I'm not small. I've seen the mirror. I am huge. In ego. I mean, this also has Doom vibes to the soundtrack. It's not hating. I mean, Doom soundtracks are usually quite spectacular. Look at all this fucking shit following me around. See, this difficulty feels right. This is right where I like it to be. I'm not one-shotting everything, but it is going down quick enough. What am I? What? Scorching Ray slows me down? Since when the fuck did Scorching Ray slow you down? See, I am applying a metric ton of damage right now to all of these enemies. Getting that damage over time, and then just kind of migrating through, applying the damage over time to everybody, sharing my disease around nice and equitably. Wait, you're the temple guy. But I don't have a life. I was being damaged by damage over time. So I should be able to sustain this casting. Look at that. I sustain the casting super easy. Even after it gets lower, it pumps up eventually. So I was taking some type of damage over time, and I have no clue what it was. Can't be ignited. Could have been poison, now that I'm no longer immune to poison. I should put it on the poison thing. I just get vexed by damage over time, and I hate it. I didn't see any icons for what damage over time was applied to me. Am I done with that? Am I in the middle zone yet? Okay, sweet. So negative experience on this one so far. Okay. That's not Doom. That's not Doom sounding. I mean, it's a little Doom sounding. Oh, thorned vines? There's thorned vines that do damage? What the fuck is all this shit? When did thorned vines get in this game? Someone linked me a cartoon of Diablo 4. I'm gonna have to pull it up after this map if I remember, because it applies to everything I've been talking about on how to improve this game. Not to the same degree. Diablo 4 really fucked up with its crowd control shit. But same mentality. Something your character can avoid that makes it inconvenient for you to play the game. It's not needed. It really isn't. Just because Diablo 2 had it, and most action RPGs kind of incorporate it, does not mean it's needed. It is not needed. You can make a very enjoyable action RPG without excessive crowd control. You can make a very enjoyable RPG with zero slowdown abilities. The enemies have no way to slow you down. Very successful and enjoyable. No one's gonna be mad about an ARPG that allows you to move at a constant pace and not constantly being trepidated by villainous foes. I mean, this isn't going to be my level up strategy. It obviously doesn't work well enough because my damage is a little too low, especially after I had to remove my physical multi-jewels. My damage is a little too low. My life is a little too low. My life regeneration is a little too low. Everything is just a hair too low. Immune to cold, immune to cold. Immune to fire. This is dense. This is going to be hot. So let's put this down. Let's pop open this strong box. Let's hit this. And then die. But when I come back, it's going to be real thick there. Portal on death. Really, it's really needed for my build. But given that the objective was leveling up, I felt that if I put Portal on Death, it'd be like, you know, jinxing myself. And while I like Jinx in League of Legends, I really like Jinx in IRLs. Jinx is probably my favorite ADC. You can just really troll people with the rockets. Oh man, I used to love playing League of Legends and just picking off meta choices and watch your whole teammate, every member of your team, rage quit. Just completely quit the game. I remember starting with Jinx, and I would get a mana regeneration item to start with, so I control the other ADC with fucking non-stop rockets. And oh my god, at least 90% of the games, someone on the team would literally quit at the start of the match because I selected a mana regeneration item for Jinx. They would just fucking quit. And it is hysterical. The inability to control your emotions or your senses to the point where someone else who you have no control over, who is in the game, selects an item that you don't approve with, that you quit the game and take an instant L, is hysterical. And that type of atmosphere, that type of personality is infectious. So every League of Legends player is in some way like that. Obviously not me, because I'm old and superior. But aside from me, oh yeah, this is where the juice is. Aside from me, every League of Legends player is that way. I used to play with a few boys that were friends of friends, and they were all that way, just the worst humans possible. And I know people are sheeple, right? Republicans aren't Republicans because, you know, they believe in the Republican Party. They're Republicans because they were propagandized to be Republicans. Same is true for Democrats. Like, they don't really apply too much thought into the process. They're just like, all my people surrounding me are this, or, you know, this makes more sense to me, kind of. But vast majority of them have no truth in their beliefs. And it's the same with League of Legends players. When they type Y into the chat, they don't actually mean Y. What they're typing is, I am a League of Legends player, therefore I'm responding as a League of Legends player. That's all they're saying. Fucking damage over time. I was just stuck. Slowed down somehow on a fire pool and instantly dead. Instantly dead. And I didn't even drop a portal. Ugh. And I'm at 0 experience. 0 experience. This has been a huge waste of everyone's time. My time, your time. It has been a travesty. An absolute travesty. And nobody likes Travis. Oh, I did drop a portal. The off-screening potential of Exsanguinate is just so great. But the look and feel of the skill is a little worse than Arc. It's better than Arc as a skill because it starts as a physical base and you can change it into any element you want, essentially, with enough TLC. And the Tendrils makes it hit way more enemies than Arc. But Arc just looks, feels, and sounds better. It might also be that Arc has faster cast speed. Why are you so tough? Why are you running? And he got me. I didn't see how he got me, but he got me. Alright, you know what? I'm actually done with that map. Let's run. Oh shit. Goddamn. Short-sighted. I wanted to get my map from that other character. And I'm gonna throw in the last map. It's not even the last map. There are 2 left. Holy crap. Alright, let us, that one. Let us grab the arc build. My arc build that I'm rocking. Okay, soundtrack. I'm gonna have to skip this song. There we go. Make sure my arc has not missing any pieces. Oh yeah, it is fully good to go. Did I take anything out for it? Go. Powder my nose. That soundtrack is going ham. All right. Now let's show what this type of content looks like for a real build. Not a piece of shit that you kind of hate. Do I have a guard skill? Why did that have regular basic attack on it? Do I not have a guard skill? Oh, I'm going no guard skill because I'm a wild man. Alright. This should be... Oh shit, did the Sextons all... They all stayed on the other character, didn't they? No, but not Sextons, I meant... Stuff. Scarab. Let's do Breach. Let's get some... Nah, I don't want no maps. Expedition. We'll do Blight. Blight's slow, but with Arc it should be fine. So here is my Arc build, which is a certified banger, unlike the damage over time Exsanguinate. Crest of Desire with Corrupting Fever. Crest of Desire is not good for Corrupting Fever. Oh, this is so much better. Oh my lord, I didn't realize how painful that build was. Look how fast I'm going with that one step ahead, and I am just wrecking people, and I don't have nearly the same defensive levels. The only real defensive layer I have here is evasion. The other one had block, spell suppression. Well, I guess I have spell suppression and evasion. The other one had block, spell suppression, evasion, armor. Had every defensive layer, except for maybe a lot of life regeneration. It only had like 600 life regeneration. And this is popping. They just vanished. I didn't even throw in my hydrosphere out there. Let's do some full hydrosphere gameplay. Oh, I got. It was only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. As I said, my only real defensive layer on this build is spell suppression and evasion. So any physical damage is going to cut right through to the core. Man, I wish there was a kill counter. And see how many enemies you've killed in the map. God, that'd be good. That'd be so satisfying. Then people can compete with how many monsters they can get in a single map. I really need to be in charge of this fucking game. I really do. I got all the best ideas. Not that people at GGG are twiddling their thumbs not working on shit, but still. I think a monster death counter would be a fantastic $10. Hell, they could make that bitch $15. Little microtransaction that I would buy. I would buy willingly to be able to see how many monsters I've killed on each map. A little tally. Shouldn't be that complicated in terms of processing power either, because it's just one tick per monster. And they probably preload all the monsters once you go into the map. Whoa, when did Blight start? I accidentally started a Blight. Chill out, guys. I'm trying to fight a big fat boss. Oh, damage over time, damage over time, damage over time. Run, run away, run away. Okay, I'm not vibing with this soundtrack for Thunder Force 4. So let us do, I'm just gonna go classic. And I hope that it's not copyright. This is gonna feel right. I guess I could go in these. I mean, that Blight is doomed. Why are you just completely invincible all of a sudden? Oh my gosh. Way more damage. Way more damage. Alright, that other build is fucking donezo. But here's the problem. When you actually make a good build, you can't go back to... It's hard to go back to your shit builds. Your little precious shit darlings. It's hard to go back to them. Imagine that's a lot like what it's like to have kids. So you have 3 kids and 2 of them are fuck-ups and one of them actually a good kid. How do you fucking treat the fuck-ups with any type of respect when they're not as good as the other kid? Man, see, I have one step ahead. What is this? Hinder? Some bullshit. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Winter Orb exists. Or Hydrosphere. Last portal. That hydrosphere out. Hear that open space of the song, leaving so much empty airwaves for the mids, the lows, and the highs to come into play. It's brilliant. It is a brilliant song. And if they were to remake this song for modern Castlevania, they're gonna fill that empty space up with a bunch of unneeded instruments and fucking ruin it. Not only that, they're gonna get rid of any sort of dynamic and just make it flat, even though it's already pretty flat. You hear that? You got the highs and the lows, and then here comes the mid. I guess that was probably considered a high, more so than a mid, but whatever. Wonder if it's worth it to increase the chaining range of the skill with that chaining range passive. I should test that out. I don't know what the chaining ranges are. I've never looked. See, it's so good. You get that bass line, and it's completely independent from the chorus that's going over the top of it. Neither one's clashing. They each have their own space. They all have their own place. There's no one hoarding the audio soundstage. See how they dropped out the treble so they could throw in those bongos so they didn't interfere with each other? Let's get electrified. Alright, that was the difference between Arc. Maybe there's a town portal on the ground. Ooh, right there, baby. Right there. That is the difference between a real build and a shit build. I mostly made this video just because I'm fucking around with Crest of Desire. I wanted to see Corrupting Fever versus a 4-link, and the answer is the 4-link is better. Crest of Desire, not good for Corrupting Fever. Is good for Vol Arc, though. Is good. Vol Arc. Let us, end it here. Yeah, we'll end it here. It's only been an hour and a half. It might be a long enough video. Probably shouldn't even upload this because it was kind of shit across the board. But whatever. I never know what to do. When I record a video, I don't always know what's going to turn out. Sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it's going to be shit. This one was shit. And I should just not post it. But I've already got it recorded, so I'm going to post it.